What's up guys, my name and summoner name is Alex J Simpson and welcome to Season 3 of How I Play. In this series I will show you how I play a different champion each episode, showing my build along with a gameplay example. In today's episode I will show you how I play Caitlyn, the Sheriff of Piltover. Caitlyn is a ranged AD carry with an interesting skill set that allows you to make big plays along with her big range. Caitlyn's passive is Headshot. Every 8th, 7th or 6th basic attacks, depending on level, Caitlyn deals 150% damage to a champion or 250% damage to a minion or monster. Attacks from the brush increase the counter by 2 instead of 1. The ability used to stack up on attacking turrets, but they patched that a little while ago. Headshot is a very strong passive, especially early game where it can be used as a mini crit, and can be a pain in the ass for your opponent to deal with. It's also really useful for taking jungle camps really quickly. Caitlyn's Q is Piltover Peacemaker. This ability is a large, ranged skill shot which fires after 1 second of casting time, dealing high physical damage. Each target hit after the first takes 10% less damage, up to a cap of 50% less. This ability can be used as a long-range harass ability and to clear minion waves. I usually take a point in Piltover Peacemaker at level 2, but max it first. I also smart cast this ability, but that's just a personal preference. Caitlyn's W is Yordle Snap Trap. Caitlyn sets a trap originally designed to trap Yordles, but can trap any champion in the League of Legends too. After setting the trap, it activates after a brief delay. When an enemy steps very close to the trap, it snares them and deals magic damage. This ability can be used to set up so many plays, and is especially strong when combined with a support who can stun an enemy, as you can place a trap underneath them as they are stunned. The trap also reveals them for 9 seconds, which is also useful at preventing ganks and getting vision on an objective. I take a point in Yordle Snap Trap at level 1 and max it second. I also smart cast this ability, but again, personal preference. Caitlyn's E is 90 caliber net. Caitlyn fires a net, which knocks herself back and slows an enemy hit, also dealing magic damage. This ability is a nice little gap closer, which can also be used as a slow. You can use it defensively and offensively, depending on the situation. It's also very useful for escaping ganks, as you can create distance from yourself and the player while slowing them, allowing your support to also get to safety. I take a point in 90 caliber net at level 4 and leave it there to max my other abilities first. Caitlyn's ultimate is Ace in the Hole. Caitlyn channels for 1 second, providing vision on the targeted enemy champion. She then fires a huge projectile at the enemy champion, dealing massive physical damage to the first champion it hits. Other enemy champions can be an absolute bro and block the shot themselves, which makes this ability pretty skillful to use. Here is my typical build for Caitlyn. I start with a Doran's Blade, pretty standard. On my first back, depending on my gold, I would get a BF sword, as the AD synergizes very well with my auto attacks, my Q, and my ultimate. If I cannot afford a BF sword, I would normally get a pickaxe and buy boots and pots if I have some gold left over. For this typical build, let's just say I get a BF sword. Ideally, I want to rush Infinity Edge, as it helps Caitlyn's mid-game a lot. So I would build Berserker Greaves whilst finishing my Infinity Edge. Once my Infinity Edge and my boots are complete, I would rush a Phantom Dancer for the attack speed and crit. The next item I build depends on the enemy team's armor. If they have heavy armor, I would rush a Last Whisper and a Vamp Scepter. If they don't have much armor and I feel as if I'm losing too many trades, I would pick up a Bloodthirster instead. Whichever item I didn't build, I would build next. Next, I would buy the Fura Boots enchantment, and then build a defensive item, depending on the enemy team comp. Most of the time, I get Guardian Angel. For my summoner spells, I usually run either Barrier and Flash or Cleanse and Flash, depending on the enemy team comp. For my runes, I use flat AD marks, flat armor seals, magic resist per level glyphs, and AD quintessences. For masteries, I go 21, 5, and 4. The gameplay I'm about to show you is from my second account, a ranked Silver 1 90 league point game. Due to the aggression from Alistar and Draven, we had a fairly difficult laning phase. I wasn't able to land any traps underneath Draven's catch axe reticle due to Alistar's headbutt. My team tried to make a play for Dragon, but a teleport from NASA swayed the fight in their favour. We traded their Jarvan for our Nautilus and Morgana. Knowing their jungler was dead, I used my Q to steal the Dragon, as they didn't have Smite available. With Leona very low on the tower, their team was chunking it down as a 3. As the enemy minions were dying off, I placed a trap underneath the tower so that Draven would receive a few tower shots. This forced Draven to use his barrier. As Nautilus drew nearer, Leona landed her ultimate onto Draven and Alistar and backed away. This forced Draven's flash. With some extra help from Morgana, we managed to sway what looked to be a lost turret into our favour. We then invaded the enemy's blue buff. Malzahar came to try and stop us, so I placed a trap near to where he was standing. He snared the trap, and not only did we take his life, but we also took the buff. Alistar and Draven came to finish off our tower. Leona used her ultimate on Draven to stop him, and we began to fight. Due to Leona's CC, my passive and my Q, and a trap I'd placed earlier, I killed Draven. Nautilus came at the right time to help us take down Alistar, which allowed us to attempt Dragon. The fight went into our favour thanks to a well-placed trap. Using my traps around the entrances to Dragon, I was able to keep Jarvan at a distance to stop him from smiting the Dragon. Placing traps properly around an objective can really stop a smite steal and ensure your team the objective. Morgana landed her snare onto Jarvan under the tower, allowing us to deal heavy damage to him. Jarvan flashed away hoping to get to safety, but my ultimate managed to finish him off. Sorry mate. This allowed us to take the tower. My team started to take the next dragon. Along with well-placed traps, we kept the enemy team away as we safely took the dragon. After we had taken it, the enemy team engaged. I used my E to create distance from myself and Jarvan. I did this too early, and he managed to land his ult, forcing me to flash. From a distance, I was able to get my revenge on Jarvan, finishing him off with my ultimate again. It really wasn't his day. The enemy team was pushing mid hard, but I kept them away from the tower, clearing minions with my Q and auto attacks. I also placed traps to try and catch enemies out. After a failed engage on our tower, the enemy team began to back away. I used my ultimate against Nasus to chunk him down. Nautilus managed to grab him with his Q, forcing the enemy team back into the fight. I managed to finish off Malzahar, giving me the blue buff. We began to push the enemy's mid tower, and I managed to get some free damage onto Alistar, forcing his ultimate before the team fight. As the tower killed our minions, we backed off a little. I kept placing traps near the enemy jungle to keep Nasus away. The enemy Jarvan engaged onto our Jace and the team fight began. Nasus focused me with his slow, so I created distance from him using my E. I kept at a distance, auto-attacking enemies within my range. I switched my focus between Nasus and Jarvan, allowing me to kill Nasus and whittle down Jarvan. I tried to use my ultimate on Jarvan, but Alistar blocked it, taking massive damage. Draven got a little too close and I took him down with ease with the help from my team. Jarvan tried to save him, but it was a little bit too late and I finished him off with a triple kill. I then used my E to close the gap between myself and Alistar, but I had to flash in order to ensure the quadra kill for the ace. This allowed us to take down 2 mid towers, the mid inhibitor, and a bot lane tower too. I tried to regroup with my team in the enemy jungle, but I bumped into the enemy Alistar, doing massive damage and forcing his ultimate. Nasus landed his slow on me, allowing Alistar to get to safety. After the slow wore off, I used my auto attacks to deal massive damage to Nasus. After Jace killed him, I used my ultimate on Malzahar, who I noticed was trying to flash over the wall, picking up the kill. I then began to clear the minions and started attacking the enemy Draven under the tower. I picked up the kill and survived the tower thanks to my barrier. Then, Jarvan comes out of nowhere and takes me out, finally getting his revenge. My first death in the entire match. Well, at least my team finished him and finished off the enemy Nexus for the win. And that is how I play Caitlyn. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. In the comments section, let me know which champion I should make a video for in episode 2 of How I Play. Don't forget to give the video a like rating, a favourite, and subscribe for more League of Legends content. Thanks for watching.